One, MMTs. What we have here is called the United States Oil Fund, okay? And USO is the ticker. Back in the day when we went extremely high, we put these tops up here at 120. We started that long reversal into '08 all the way down here. We finally made a bottom in '09. But we weren't having any huge supply and demand disruptions over in this period of time because we weren't. And basically, oil was doing what it was doing, and this one here tracks it nicely. What I will like to share with my MMTs is this particular year of 2010 and how we have faded back. And let's blow this up so we can see it nicely. And this is a weekly chart here and whatnot, MMTs, 800 weeks. And basically, this is the 2011 pullback. I'm going to draw a trend line there for you. Remember, you will rely on your MMT platform. This is what the public will be looking at across these support levels. Now, one of the questions that I'm going to ask one of my MMTs, Brian Plain, is if he thinks that this oil, United States oil, USO here, has the potential breakout with where we had topped out up here at 40 and it pulled back down here to this level right here where it broke out and it's pulled back. We would call this a double breakout bottom setup potentially. Let's take a look at it from a standard view. Here it is right there. So you can see over here what it looks like. And it's right over here where the gap was. The body of it is. The wick was where the professional buyers came in and tested this half of the SMF weekly bar. Right here, per se. Now, this is what it looks like during this time frame down here. October, November, December of 2010 down here. Now, with January and February, as it set itself up and tested half of the SMF Pro Trader weekly price breakout support level because it broke up off of those lows. That's a long weekly wick there, MMTs, and what that stands for is the public wanted a piece of that. Let's take a look and see how many, take a look at this. This is where the professional money came in, right here. Right above the 35 handle. Went all the way up to 36 and set itself up. But this is where professional money felt the need to absorb it. It's challenging its standard technical analysis as far as weekly moving averages go, MMTs. That's where the public transaction is going to occur. And we all know what the public Wall Street transaction is. That's the behavior of everyone outside of a market maker, floor trader, and whatnot. The weekly would be 5 days of making a market in the stock with the public MMTs, and that's a very important thing to focus on. So the thing about it is that with the supply and demand disruptions, we have pulled right back here. They've come in on the price. Hold on one second. Here we have MMTs is the SMF USO daily chart in our platform. What I am going to do, MMTs, I'm going to go up here to deltas and I'm going to go ahead and populate the price. Bam! Look at all of those lines in there, MMT market maker prices. One of the things that we would like to point out as well as each line is 29 pennies. Okay? So basically the expansion of the HAP Delta in your platform, your SMF market maker platform, is that expansion is going to build up for breakouts. And you can see at $39 up here, it couldn't get above this HAP Delta and it had slide that bid here. Let's populate this. Let's make sure we got the whole thing in the video for you, MMT. There we go. Let's make sure you can see your gauges because they do everything for you. Here, let's pull that up. So now we're under the hood a little bit. And let's go ahead and pull this up a little bit. And let's hit this yellow button. Bam! There we go. Watch those gauges. Man, she's really typing fast. Look at that. Bam, bam. See, that's how it happens. Look at that IR line. Look at that breakout on the daily. Boy, what a nice moving unit. We're going to be looking at how this breakout sets up on the daily here. And we are going to understand that this is the part of the longer term cycle from this breakout right there, where the end of the spyglass, the yellow color is. Then we start moving over in this part, and we can see that we had set up at some of these bottoms right here. And the IR in your brain was setting up strong. It was building strength until it finally gapped up. But when it gapped up here, went all the way right here to the high, and guess what? Then they gapped it down. But look at how the big breakout set up right here. That's a 4-day pullback to the teeny line, to the, teeny line, half delta line there. And then bam, off to the races you went, and you made a high right there. See? This whole move right here. Look at that. Bam. See? Then we consolidated. And we made the higher highs all the way over here. And we had a double daily breakout there. That's these two big bars right here where the yellow is. So let's just take a look at this last move up right here. Now, MMTs, what we're going to look at is how this is going to set up and hold half of this SMF bar at 35.80. And not only that, we have a lot of options. We have a lot of options right here on the USO, because we do. And we have various strike prices that we're looking at in here. It goes clear out to 2012, way up out of the money. We're looking at the put option for a certain reason, because we're going to see how much premium they take out. Okay, that's why we like to be, there's only 55. But we have various different things we're looking at over here as far as, what some of the other side of the calls are looking like, and certain various time frames and strike prices over into this column here. And basically, once again, it's a USO, and you can play the options MMTs. One of the things that we're going to be monitoring is the weekly chart setup, which is right here. Once again, I'm back on the weekly setup here. All right. So we've had this top reversal right there. Now, that's where your MMT platform is going to come into play, because they're going to set up a certain way here. And basically, we're going to be monitoring some of these key areas where these diamond alerts are right here, MMTs. And what it means when you have a diamond alert, double diamond, right here to that previous bar at 35.80 MMTs. Very important that we understand where that price action is and what that means, and how this sets up for trade on the USO. Once again, it's referred to as the USO United States Oil Fund. That is a weekly bull setup. We have to get above half of this weekly bar here. The SMF platform will guide us through it. That's the bullish weekly setup on the United States Oil Fund LP units. And we are going to make sure that the standard technical indicators stop going down in the percent DS, and that we put a bottom in this indicator here. And we're going to see exactly where this blue bar called moving average convergence divergence, how far down it goes relative to a mathematical number, MMTs, so that we can gauge the strength of the pullback. And is it going to be very weak at the price? If it is, well, then we wouldn't want to be entering it. But if it's setting up with strength, that's where the platform is going to tell us on a daily and also a 60-minute price action level on the USO breakout setup.